everyone, and welcome to Maple Leaf Reviews. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Jacob.
And we're doing a before and after, which, can you remind me what that is again?
It's Haftenspot. I don't know. What is it? The game?
Haspelknecht.
Haspelknecht. Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to know what a before and after is?
Yeah, I want to know what a before and after,
yeah. Okay, I thought you were asking me the name of the game. I'm like, oh, you dirty. Okay. So before and after is where we give you guys our expectations of a game just after learning the rules before we've ever played it. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to play it one single time, come back, and just give our initial impressions after that first play. What do we think?
All right, so like we said, this is our before and after for Haspelknecht, the story of early coal mining.
Yes.
So the theme of all things is what drew me to this.
Right.
I just didn't know that deep down in my heart, I had a soft spot for coal mining.
Or maybe you have a soft spot for trains, and because they have like the coal carts on train tracks, that's just pulled you in.
So it's just all these things coming together to make this game just super awesome.
Right.
Also, the other thing was that it was released by Capstone Games, which released Arkwright in the US, which I enjoyed. So I was going in thinking this was going to be a heavy Euro style game.
Okay.
Now, my expectation going in after reading the rules and seeing a few things on it is I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to be as heavy as what I was hoping for.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know if heavy is the word, but it looks like there are so many things that you need to get done and you just do not have the time to do it. I feel like I'm going to get like 1/4 of the things done that I need to get done, and it's just going to be really, I don't know if frustrating is the right word, but because I like it when you don't have enough time to do anything and you're really kind of pinched. Yeah. I enjoy that. So I'm expecting to like it, but I feel like there's going to be so much more I want to do in the game that I'm going to be like, let's do this again. I need to be more efficient.
The other thing is the action selection mechanism, where there's like this pool of different colored discs that dictate what actions you can take.
Sure.
And you're competing with other players. I think that's where the majority of the player interaction is going to come in to. I'm hoping that it's just doesn't feel gimmicky. I hope it actually introduces some tough decisions when you're trying to take those discs, rather than just being, oh yeah, I'll take this, and whatever.
Yeah, I don't see it as being tough decisions. Like you're just grabbing a couple discs you grab all the discs of one color from a bucket, and then you're going to do that a second time if you didn't get 5 discs. I don't see how there's going to be tough decisions there in pulling those discs, and then you're just giving all discs of one color to a worker, and he's going to do that one action, unless he's doing the specific tile action in which you can do different colors.
Yeah, I think the development tiles is where you're going to be able to distinguish yourself from another player.
Right, yeah.
But I'm hoping that you're able to do enough of it to feel different enough. So there's a lot of these things going in that I'm hopeful for, but a little wary of. And I guess we'll just have to see after we play what we think of it.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know how to feel about this after you gave me the explanation. I feel like there's not going to be enough actions to do what I need to do, and there's so much to get done. I feel like all the actions are going to be quite basic, and you're not going to feel very different, like you mentioned, from each individual other player. So we'll see after this play.
All right, well, let's get it to the table, and we'll come back and see what we think of Haspelknecht.
Sounds like a plan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just finished our first play of Haspelknecht.
Sure.
The story of early coal mining.
Yes.
So a little bit of background. We played 3-player, and it took us 1 hour and 3 minutes.
That's right.
The game moved along at a lot faster pace than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the box said 90 minutes.
Yeah. And 3 first-time players in just a little bit over an hour was pretty quick.
Right. I could see how it could take that long, though, especially with more players and with first-timers. If anyone has any kind of AP, there are lots of difficult choices to make in the game.
Yeah, that was the one thing I said. I didn't think that it would be heavy. I didn't feel it was really heavy, but there was a lot of tough decisions.
Yes.
You never had enough, like you were saying, you never had enough actions to do everything that you wanted to do.
That's right.
There's no way you could explore the entirety of the game in one play.
No.
There's no way you're going to do that.
Right. So did you feel like you were mining coal?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt that theme. You got to put up these wooden braces and get the coal out, and then you got to get another guy to lift it up out of the mine shaft. So, yeah, I felt it when I was playing.
I would say so as well. A lot of the locations that you're going to are adding thematic flair as well. Getting rope to do certain actions and getting training new people up so they're better at doing things.
You have a bucket to catch all the rainwater.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is just steeped with theme, like 100%.
Right.
You may think I'm joking, but I'm serious.
Yeah. It thematically worked for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited as Jeffrey is about how thematic it is.
The other thing that I mentioned was the whole action selection and how I thought... I was hoping that would be a lot of player interaction.
Right.
Did you feel that there was player interaction there?
Yeah, there was a lot of take that with those plays.
Yeah, like...
I know you got messed over several times in that game.
It's not like you're always going to get messed over.
No.
But you need to be cognizant of what's available. Is it possible that the things are going to be taken before it comes back around to me?
Yeah.
So it was definitely there, and it was definitely a significant portion of the game, I felt.
Right. Now, you don't like take that, generally speaking. How did you feel about it in this one?
Well, I think because there's so many other things to do, because there's so much to explore, it's not like you have to do the one thing. Right. Sure, I might be planning to do this one thing, but if I can't, I could try doing something else instead. So might mess with your plan a little bit, but you can still do something. It's not like it's a complete waste.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. There's lots of different action spaces that you can go to. Your one character, right off the bat, can explore the however many 16 action locations. Yeah. You start off with access to the first 4, and then from there you can branch out. But each of those costs a number of discs. The first row costing 2, and then 3, and then 4 for the later rows. So you can always get a combination of discs, usually to explore with him and get a new ability.
Right. So overall, I thought the game was okay.
Right.
The one thing that I didn't like about this play was I felt too much like I was doing things just to get victory points.
Okay.
There was like those development tiles. You want to be the first there to get the most victory points. You do get a bonus. The whole trying to get the most coal up out of your mine so that at the end of the year in the winter you'll score points for that. And then storing different things to get the points. I felt just a little bit too much that I was thinking about victory points during the game.
Okay.
Which is not my favorite thing. I want to be trying to do different things in the game and not really care about victory points until the end when we tally up the score.
I find that interesting because normally you say that as long as you're doing something and then you're getting victory points on the side, it's fine. With the getting first to a location, I felt like that was just a side bonus thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to the location for the effect, generally speaking. I was never going to a location for the victory points. Right. Though that is a strategy that you could definitely implement in this game, is just branching out. Because every time you get to each of the individual tiles, and there's 16 of them, the first row you're getting 2 points if you're the first one there. 1 point. Yeah. And then 2, and then 3, and then 4. You can get a ton of points because this was only a 50-point game.
Yeah. So again, I don't think it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like I was thinking about points the entire time, but I also wasn't building like an engine very much. Like there was a few things you could build that would store things. The bucket would prevent rainwater from affecting you, but still you just had to keep putting these things in to make it work.
Right.
So, I mean, I thought it was okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with the game. It just didn't do, everything that I wanted it to do.
Sure. Yeah, I felt like, as I mentioned in the beginning, you're pulling these tiles out. Yes, there was interaction there, or pulling these discs out, I should say. And there was interaction between players, but you're pulling all of one color and then pulling all of another color. And maybe those two were even the same color from different bins. And then you take generally one type of action, and that's it. I felt like you weren't doing a whole ton. It was just like, okay, I'm doing this 1 or 2 things on my turn, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I felt it a little bland. One thing I did really enjoy about that is you have these 2 general workers, and you have a synergy bonus. If they both do the same action, then you get more of that resource. I felt that was a clever little thing. It just added a little bit of flavor.
Right. All right. Anything else that you want to mention for your first impression?
No.
No.
Well, actually, yes. There is one other thing. There is a variable setup for the game.
Yes.
As well as in the rule book, there is alternate modes that you can play where you set up the tiles instead of in a straight grid. You can set them up in different formations for different play styles.
Because we should mention with the development tiles, it's kind of like a tech tree.
Right.
Almost. You need to get in on the first level, and then you can branch out to adjacent ones from there. If someone else discovers something, it's basically like you're going over to their farm and stealing their idea,
right.
But you need to pay them something to do that. So there is like a tech element which could change up the game, because I think if you played it the same way every time, it would get very bland very quickly with not much differences.
Well, maybe. But with the fact that they do rotate a little bit, you would have a different formation of how that tech tree falls. So, yeah, you could get significant plays in, but yes, I could see it getting tiresome with only 16 possible options.
Right. All right, well, that was Haspelknecht. And don't forget to go down, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always appreciate when you do that.
We sure do. You can go down to the description down below, and there we'll have a link to our website where you can go listen to our podcasts.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.